Hey Joe, how you doing, dude?
Mate, I'm good.
Good.
It's been a decent week. We've got Scott with us now.
Who? Oh, Scott. Yeah.
Scott. Who?
Oh, sorry, Scott.
Oh.
No. I was like, wait, what's this guy talking about? Who's Scott? Oh, bless him. Yeah, no, Scott. Yeah, no, we got a new team member, Scott. Yeah, no, he's doing well. He's doing his thing, getting used to the ropes. So no, all good. How's everything on your side? All right?
Yeah, decent, mate. Decent.
Good lad.
Can't complain.
Good man. All right, let's jump into this one. I think it'd be key to start off with like the dollar this week, because I think, remember last week on Friday we were talking about how we're starting to see that shift in market sentiment, that tone, and I think one of the main reasons last week was with the riskier FX losing ground. That was largely attributed to the rising worries again about COVID-19 cases. So it seems like dollar staged a rebound, and I mean it's been a little bit slow, but it's pushing to the upside this week, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, these rising cases in China and the US, that has been supportive for the dollar. There's also been a bit of focus on some other stuff like geopolitics, US-China concerns as well, all supporting dollar. But another thing that's definitely worth mentioning is we had that really, really strong US data, that retail sales data, which we can't even remember what day it was at.
I know, dude.
Because all these days just merged.
No, you're right. Yeah, because when you were saying it, I was like, what the hell? But yeah, no, you're right. Because the dollar started to pick up some momentum quite decently after that data, didn't it? It's just like, boom.
Yeah.
Strong reading. Let's quickly talk about these COVID-19 cases. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I think it's garnering quite a decent amount of attention. So is it really rising at quite some pace then across the states? I
mean, I think, yes, it is. If you look at the states, like on the whole as a country, the pace at which cases are rising isn't really that high at the moment, because whilst cases are rising in California, Texas, Florida and other southern states, in New York it's still coming down. So it's almost like a switch of focus in the US from New York, which was that initial hotspot, towards those other places. But the thing is, like, all these US officials have basically indicated they're not going to do lockdown again. So it's only going to keep going, dude. It's not good.
It's not really, because it's going to have to come down. This is all down to pride, really. At the end of the day, and it's not even just pride. I think it's hard because where they're at top. Obviously, everyone's been agitated to get out, to have these lockdowns, loosened, whatever, and now they're out. And then to start, taking steps back, I think the world, like US, will go crazy. But man, if they don't, they got to look at this. Surely at some point, if this rising again, you've got to do something though, right?
You'd think it's going to be tough. Really interesting from a market perspective, because I think one of the reasons why, like stocks, for example, they're a little bit higher this week.
Yes.
If the US, if US officials were talking about more lockdowns, they would not be higher. It's more the fact that stocks are like, they're not going to do lockdown again.
That's a good point.
It could be a big thing for risk if they did.
Indeed, agreed. Okay, so we've had that, and then obviously, let's just quickly touch upon the geopolitical stuff as well. I think, there's a couple of different areas. One of the main ones has got to be, once again, North Korea and South Korea. Like, North Korea, honestly, they are crazy, dude. Like,
I know, man.
Man, so obviously they well, not obvious because not everyone knows, but they blew up a liaison office that was there to set, to help better relations back in 2018 with South Korea. And the North Korean news agency said, it was a terrific explosion. Terrific. These guys are sick.
Yeah, mate, their use of the English language is absolutely hilarious.
I know, they're crazy, man. They're mad. But obviously, look, at the end of the day, it's tensions, right, going on again around that denuclearization zone or whatever it's called, the DMZ. You never know what could happen there.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And I think the thing to look out for from a market perspective is if the US starts getting involved again. Because remember, like, we've had all these, when it's the US versus North Korea, you get these flows into gold, yen, and all this kind of stuff. But at the moment, it's just between South and North Korea. So but it's definitely worth watching.
For sure. So we've had that as well. That supported the dollar. What else we got to talk about? I think Oh, let's go on to GBP. GBP's taken quite a slamming, big kick up the backside. And, it comes after the Bank of England rate decision. And obviously we were speaking about this. We were like, why is it heading to the downside? I think one thing that I disregarded, and I think maybe I'll let you take your spin on this. Let's see if you pick up on this other reason, but I'm not going to mention it. But my reason initially was just the fact that, look, at the end of the day, the economy's still pretty effed. As I was saying, they were trying to be optimistic. And I'm thinking, who are they fooling? Who are they fooling, man? It's the economy. Our last GDP was 3 times worse than the 2008-2009 crisis. So don't give me that BS saying that everything's going to, give us some sort of optimism. Man, shut up. Shut up and just be real to the people, for goodness sake.
Yeah, like the Fed have been doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They've been so honest and, this is what it is. They're being pessimistic and realistic. Man, don't give us that false shit. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's almost like the market agrees with you and goes, they're being optimistic now, but give it a couple of months, they're going to be still pumping stimulus. Let's just sell GBP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, this is one thing I was reading. I don't know if you picked up on this as well, but they some analysts were just noting how they were still looking for more rather than the 100 billion. They're looking for more. So how we discussed before with the ECB, if they didn't do more, it would have been a euro negative, but they did do more, so euro positive. So working in sort of in the inverse again, or the reverse rather.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely where I think I got it wrong with this meeting. I was looking at this to be that kind of traditional central bank market reaction. So when they didn't do as much as they could have done and they were optimistic, I was like, GBP, that GBP should go higher. And it did initially, but then it sold off so hard. And I think you're right, dude, with both of those things you were saying, less stimulus is actually bad for GBP, like with the ECB, and all that other stuff about the outlook for the economy being terrible. Yeah, I think you're right.
That's it. I think, markets just want all of the stimulus that they can get right now while things are fragile, extremely fragile. And it's not even just like a normal crisis. It's still so much uncertainty right now, the unknown, right? It's just crazy. So they want more.
Yeah.
What else we got? Let's talk about, to be honest with you, dude, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty
crude
much
oil.
it.
Did we want to say something about that?
Oh, yeah, oil. Yeah, go on. What's going on oil? Because it's pushing higher at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been pushing higher kind of in line with stocks this week. Just a bit more optimism off the back of last week's pessimism. But in the last 2 days, there's just been a couple of crude specific things. So I think one of them was the Saudi Aramco CEO. So Saudi Aramco is the big national oil company in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. He was really coming out really optimistic on the outlook for crude oil prices and the market. And then we've also had this. So we're getting these monthly OPEC meetings now where they're monitoring compliance. And I think some of the bad compliers Iraq and Kazakhstan, Nigeria, they proposed these plans to comply better. So basically taking more oil off the market. So those two factors definitely a bit supportive of oil over the last 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at oil, I'm just having a look at the chart here. I think, we're in $40 territory now. We're in $40 territory. It does look, and it looks like there's some more room to squeeze higher here. I was looking at, I said before, sort of in previous blogs, I was looking around the sort of $42, $47 area. There's a lot of previous demand there, and I think we could go on and retest that. Man, it's got room. It's got room to continue to push higher.
Definitely.
It's got room. Okay, do you know, I think one only major thing that I remember that really stands out to me next week is a central bank action. That's RBNZ, the RBNZ rate decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, are they going to do much?
I mean, if they are, basically with the negative rates thing, they're probably not going to do that until 2021. But they could move towards more QE potentially. So that'll be interesting. That'll be a bit like the Bank of England, really. We're thinking about QE for now, negative rates, putting it on the back burner.
Yeah.
So,
The other day, New Zealand, their GDP was the worst in 29 years, the biggest contraction in 29 years.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't
it?
Yeah.
I know.
I saw that, and Kiwi hasn't been doing well this week, really.
Nah. Aussie and Kiwi haven't really been doing well. No, not at all.
Yeah, not surprising.
Really, apart from that, man. Oh, let's just quickly, one last thing, because I'm just looking here, Euro as well. Euro, what's going on? Are we this Eurogroup stuff?
Oh yeah, Eurogroup meeting. So that's happening today. It's happening now actually as we record this podcast. So it's like they're talking about the EU Recovery Fund. They've got all these various proposals, but there isn't an agreement yet. And going into the meeting today, loads of EU officials have been quite pessimistic, saying they don't think that they'll make much progress, and they still think that the deal is weeks and weeks away. So I think today's a bit of a case of if we don't get anything, probably not too much of a surprise. But if we do get something, then that might be quite a big Euro positive. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, dude. Well, I guess that rounds it up for the week. There's nothing else to talk about, man. So, look, enjoy your weekend, man. Nice one. Let's get it.
Nice one.